Hey, welcome back to 2DG. Two. We got another beer review. What do we have?
We have the 2016 version of Bourbon County brand stout from Goose Island. Different from last year in a couple of ways that we know of. Number one,
it's pasteurized this year.
and number two, the alcohol is about 0.5% lower.
And I do know that they sent people on site to gather all the ingredients this time. I'm not sure if that's different than normal. I think it is. This year they sent their own production folk down wherever that source was to get what it was that they were getting. So the coffee, all that. They didn't leave it to someone else this time. And I think all this stems back to the 2015 debacle, where a lot of the variants were recalled. A lot of beer was recalled for this release due to infection. So the pasteurization was definitely because of that.
We're basic though. I have never had a variant. Actually, that's not true. We did. A little intoxicated.
Yeah,
at the time.
we
but
tasted.
yes, I've never had a bottle, so I didn't encounter anything as far as the
hop pound's going nuts.
Yeah. Anyway, as far as the problem with the batches,
And I do know that one of the variants is only available in Chicago. The others, I don't know how you get them yet. So
you get lucky, wait in line, all that dumb Black Friday stuff. Anyway, let's get it open.
All right.
2016, one of the only beers that I like from this brewery.
Definitely the one I like the most.
And how many of these did you get this year?
3.
3.
Yeah.
So I think last year we got a total of what? 5 or 6, something like that.
Yeah, something like that. So what we're intending to do is eventually, I think we're going to do a side-by-side with the 2015 and the 2016.
Which is the only 2 we have.
So keep an eye out for that, and I don't know what we'll do with the rest.
Save it.
Dark Lord Day?
Yeah, that didn't pan out last year.
We'll see. I love that sound.
Do you now?
I do. I love these big stouts.
All right. So it's not as dark or thick, I guess, as I'd say that I remember last year.
I'd say on the pour it didn't seem it. Yeah.
Pitch black though throughout. Little tint of brown at the very, very, very bottom.
Almost a reddish in the head though.
It's not got the quite the stiction.
It doesn't, and that surprises me.
Remember, we coined that phrase. Okay.
Actually, it's an old engineering term, but whatever.
Whatever.
But yeah, it doesn't seem to have the stiction on the sides that I expected, and obviously the head's gone.
Yeah, it was a caramel color, but yeah, it's 13.8%.
Faded quick.
Yeah.
This is interesting. You definitely get a lot of the grain out of it still.
So
it's definitely boozy, but there's almost a doughy bread smell to it.
Yeah, yeasty.
Yeah.
Very vanilla forward. I'm not getting really any coffee out of this one.
No.
Like I said, burnt malt, a lot of booze. Now, it'll be interesting, like you said, we're going to do this side by side, just because we've had that one for a year now. I want to see how much it's actually mellowed and come together. Yeah, I mean, not underwhelming, but
it's almost on the verge of that soyishness. It's not quite soy, though.
I'm not getting that as much. Yeah, definitely vanilla, toasted burnt malt, and alcohol.
Yeah.
Major players. But anyway, let's taste it.
Let's do that.
Good.
Well, it's boozy, and it's got this Highline Oh, there's the coffee. Coffee comes on late. You get a bitter streak that I'm sure is from the coffee, but you don't get the coffee roast till well after. It's sweet, but it's not overly sweet, and it doesn't quite have that full mouth, that velvet mouthfeel.
Okay. So super bitter, like he said. Nice pop of that. Up front, past that though, tons of that burnt flavor, and it's a mixture between the malt and like an espresso kind of burnt flavor. Tons of vanilla all the way through. I got the alcohol in the first one clear up into the sinuses. Dry as hell on the back. Like he said, you do get more of the coffee flavor towards there. But it's got some heat. It leaves heat. It's almost like taking a shot. I mean, truthfully, it's a lot obviously lower in alcohol, but
it does. It has a residual heat that just keeps tingling.
Yeah, the body's more thin than I
would agree with that.
Necessarily hoped, and it's probably a little bit more carbonated too.
Yeah, it does have a little bit of a carbonated zing on the front end too. But like you said, the mouth, yeah, it is thinner than I anticipated or even wanted.
That
but
soy sauce flavor you were talking about is definitely in the taste. I didn't get really any of it in the nose, but definitely in the taste.
Yeah, but it's not real deep yet. I think all that alcohol just turns it around.
Right. I'm not going to bother to look this one up for two reasons. One, my phone's all the way across the room. But number two, because it's going to be 100. There's no question.
If it's not, I'd be shocked.
So no, because we did the other one last year, didn't we? We didn't wait. So the last year we did it day that we got it. And like you said, we still probably have 3 or 4 bottles of it left. So that's why we can afford to do it side by side. This one, it's been, a week almost since you got it.
Yeah, we're late.
Well, yeah. Well, a lot of people, and I think, anyway, like Darwin and Beer Geek Nation, I think they did theirs a couple of days before the release. So
How?
I don't know. Like I said, I don't know if it was that year. I thought it said 2016. I thought it said 2016 in the video. I don't know.
I'm offended.
Well, grow our channel.
So anyway, let's get to the rating.
We're just going to call this Imperial Stout because I think that's all it says.
I think he's right. Yeah, it just says barrel-aged stout on
Yeah,
there.
it just says Imperial Stout. So,
Yeah.
Imperial Stout.
I misspoke.
Yep.
So, we're going to assume it's 100 beer. I'm going to give it a definite 10, but I am going to say that I don't think it's quite there yet. I think there's something uniquely different this year. That being said, I will say I preferred last year's over this one. But
a lot of that, too, I feel like is a nostalgia of it being the first time that we actually ever had it.
I don't know. Like you said, this one's hot and bitter. And I just don't feel it's got as much sweetness as last year's. Which, that's not a fault of it. It's a 10 beer. Excellent execution. Doesn't taste spoiled or infected to me.
If it tastes spoiled, it's got some larger issue.
Well, there's a certain amount of, when you age it that long, you risk. And there's a certain amount of action that's happening that you want it to happen anyway, so.
It's an easy 10, but I don't know, it's kind of different. The reason I said it's more the nostalgia thing, the first time we had Dark Lord, number one, we talked about it for, forever.
Yeah.
And then when we actually did it, obviously, watched the video, it was a huge boner fest. But past that, the second time we had it on camera, I believe it was on Brew Day, wasn't it? Was that the second ever time we had it on camera?
I don't know if it was second ever, but that was another one.
On camera. Anyway.
No, I know, but I think we did before.
Yeah. But whatever, it was good, but it wasn't, blow you away. But
it's still better than this. I think
it's a different beer. They're both, the other one's a Russian Imperial, but it's a different take on the style, I guess. The other one's sugary, boozy, soy sauce, whatever. This one's more of a traditional style, I guess.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Overall.
Overall, I'm gonna drink this any chance I get. It's 10. I'm gonna always try to get this. You know, it sucks that it's Black Friday release only, but it's not like I'm going to these dumbass stores to get other stuff.
I work in one of them. You didn't play the game. So I had no opportunity this year. Last year, somehow I did, and I'm trying to remember how.
I think you worked all night.
Yeah, I worked thirds. Anyway, so yeah, no opportunity here. Plus, I think in my town, which is significantly bigger than yours, people actually do wait in line outside stores for it. At least some that I've seen.
Yeah.
I probably would, but yeah.
To go on that, that's something I wanted to bring up. But last year in my town, which is tiny, he called me up and said, "Hey, go check for this." We found it in 2 different liquor stores. Pricing was a few dollars different. You know, I think $4 to $5 different, and I could get it late in the evening, no problem. This year, from store A to store B, store B didn't even have it yet because I went at 11.
Store C too, didn't you?
I went at 11 or 11:30 in the morning, and store A had already sold several, and they would only sell me one, and with tax it was about $19.25 for one bottle. I went to store number 2, store B. They didn't even have any yet, and then we went to another town.
They didn't have any yet, or they were out?
They didn't have any yet.
Really? Okay.
And at least 5 people had already asked about it. We went to another town, another small town, and that store I could get 2 at $11.95 each. So, you know, $20, $12. Kind of irritates me that they're doing that, but I appreciate it for what it is, and I was pleased that my small town was already having more people ask for it this year.
A couple things on that. Number one, you're going to have price inflation with anything, and it really doesn't matter. I picked up 6 packs of 3 Floyds for damn near $20, and then went to another store and got the same thing for like $13, so it happens. Number two, I would easily pay $20 for this.
Yeah, I wasn't
batting
offended
an
by
eye.
the price. It just irritates me that it's so much different, but I gave them the nod because they're actually putting in a fairly decent craft section for my town.
And number three, last year at store B, 2, whatever, I went in there. There was no limit on how much I could get. There were, I think, a total of, I want to say it was 6 bottles. 4 were in the cooler, 2 were on the cashier's counter or whatever. So I took 3, because I didn't want to be too greedy.
Just a little.
And then I was just checking them out. The guy, oh man, this is crazy how much this is. Maybe I should try it. I was like, you work in a liquor store. No judgment, but how do you not know what this is? I don't know. Even for somebody that doesn't know.
Yeah, you should know the products at least a little bit. I mean, especially if it's a... Yeah, I mean...
Because it was...
You know it's a special item or you wouldn't be holding it back like that.
And we were doing a review that night anyway. And then, like I said, there was none in town. And then when I went there, you're like, oh yeah, we got some. So I immediately hauled down there. And it was there. And there was still quite a bit of it. And I couldn't really believe it. But
yeah, I know that Store A had at least a case this year. But he would only give me one.
I mean, I get it. And you're going to make the money either way. But I get it in terms of you want to be able to spread it out.
Mm-hmm.
Which, a stupid thing that, and I know we're going a little off, but a stupid thing that some of the stores around here do, even with zombie dust still, which is, you know, fairly rare still, but whatever, is some stores will sell you 6 packs, you can only get 1, which is fine. There's other stores that will only sell you 1 bottle. And the bottle is generally like $4 or $5, which is an absolute ripoff.
Yeah, I wouldn't do that.
But, I was like, I mean, I get wanting to spread it out, but 1 bottle?
I know in my little liquor store, I'm on a wait list. I actually have a sign-up sheet. You put your name and phone number on there, and when zombie dust comes in, they call. When it gets to your turn, they'll call you and ask if you still want it. They don't gouge you on the price, though, which is nice. And I do know southern Indiana and people in Michigan that would gladly buy my allotment and resell it for much more in those areas.
Yeah, would they say $40, something like that in Michigan for a sixer? Because they're not in Michigan, which is weird. But anyway,
Yeah, we're going long here, but it's a big beer. It's a special beer. We want to talk about how it impacts our local area and what we think of it.
Here is something though. I can tell you this guaranteed: this will not be a Douchey Award winner. May not even be an honorable mention.
I think I'll go that far too.
Yeah, it's good, but yeah, still world class. Whatever.
Oh, it's excellent beer. Yeah,
but yeah.
So maybe we'll see you next year on Black Friday. Stand in line for Bourbon County brand Stout.
I like that they stuck with that bottle design though.
I do
like
too.
the change.
I like this little flaggy thing for some reason. I don't know why they do it, but I like it. If you like it, hit the like button.
TDG.
See you later.